There are 4 basic elements that go into every decision that a lender makes when qualifying a potential borrower. They are income derived from employment, credit, cash to close, and debt ratios. Because income that is derived from employment is typically how a loan is repaid, this is probably the most important component to qualifying. A lender is going to examine both the income amount and the stability of employment along with the type of pay received. Guaranteed income is taken at face value. However, variable income, like commissions or self-employment, requires an average, typically 2 years. Because your credit will reflect how well you have paid when you borrowed money in the past, this will give lenders a great indication of how well you will pay going forward. So your credit rating is probably the second most important piece of the qualifying puzzle. A credit score is a statistical technique used to determine the probability of an individual to pay back the money he or she has borrowed within a specific period of time. The main factors employed to evaluate an individual's credit rating are the person's credit payment history, current debts, time length of credit history, credit type mix, and frequency of applications for new credit. When we talk about cash to close, we are referring to 3 main items: your down payment, prepaid items, and closing costs. The difference between the sales price of the home being purchased and the amount being borrowed is the down payment. The closing costs are the fees paid as part of the purchasing process and prepaid items, funds required for interest and setting up tax and insurance escrow will be required to be paid at closing. Your lender will need to determine that you not only have the amount of money available to you, but will also need to determine that it is coming from an acceptable source. Debt ratios were discussed on the video that preceded this one, so we won't get into as much detail here. Just understand that debt ratios exist to protect the borrower just as much as they exist to protect the lender. It is critical to keep the monthly payment in a range that fits within your monthly budget. The next video you receive from us will review the documentation we will need from you to support your income and assets.